Have you ever stared at the ceiling at night and thought, is this really all there is? What if the nagging emptiness you feel isn't a sign of failure, but a signal that your soul is ready for something greater? And what if the key to unlocking that greater life has been within you all along, waiting for you to take the first, smallest step? It's a chilly Friday evening. Eric has just returned home after a long, soul-draining week at work. His body is tired, but it's his mind that weighs the most. Something feels off. Deep down, he knows there must be more to life than this. Endless cycle of work and exhaustion. Inside him, two voices collide. One, a dark echo of despair, urges him to give up, to believe this is all life has to offer. But another voice, softer yet firm, pushes back. It whispers of hope, of possibility, of a different path, one that begins not with the world around him, but with himself. And in that moment, Eric has a quiet realization, a simple but powerful truth. Real change begins within. Sitting alone, pondering this inner dialogue, Eric makes a choice. He won't surrender to negativity. Instead, he clings to the thought of reinventing himself. But how? How does one truly change when they don't even know where to begin? That's when a memory surfaces. His friend, Liam. A man who once stood at the same crossroads, drowning in doubt, until he discovered a philosophy that changed his life completely. Stoicism. Liam had often spoken about it. Calm, grounded, unshakable, it was like he had rewired the way he thought and lived. Suddenly, something stirs within Eric. Despite his exhaustion, a flicker of hope ignites. Lying in bed, unable to sleep, he wonders, if Stoicism helped Liam transform, why couldn't it help me? If you've ever felt stuck like Eric, trapped in a routine, disconnected from purpose, this is your invitation. A call to rediscover your inner strength through the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. What parts of your life are quietly asking for transformation? In this video, we'll walk step by step through how you can use Stoic philosophy to reinvent yourself, not through grand resolutions, but by making small, intentional changes that build into lasting transformation, because it all begins here, with one small step. Picture this. Heart pounding, you look into your eyes in the mirror, not just at your reflection, but beyond it, into the raw truth of who you are and who you want to become. You feel it, don't you? That longing for change. Here's a piece of Stoic wisdom to anchor you. Well-being is realized by small steps, but it is no small thing. Zeno, just like building a cathedral, starts brick by brick. Personal reinvention isn't a sudden leap, it's a steady construction. Piece by piece, habit by habit, you begin to shape a new version of yourself, and sometimes it starts with something as small as a genuine smile, a quiet moment of listening, offering help without needing anything back. These small, invisible victories carry massive weight over time. This isn't about chasing grand, unattainable dreams. It's about showing up for the immediate, the present, the now. Want to become more confident, more compassionate, more disciplined? Then start today with one small act. Speak your mind on one issue. Hold your ground gently but firmly. Let that be your first brick, because even the tiniest habits, like atoms, can unleash monumental energy. Let go of the pressure to change everything at once. Dream big, yes, but start small. Because true, sustainable change always begins with what's right in front of you. And as we continue, let's explore the second essential mindset that Stoicism teaches us, one that will help you break free from the grip of anxiety and reclaim your inner peace. As Eric began his journey of reinvention, sparked by one small step, he soon discovered that transformation isn't just about actions, it's about perception. The way we choose to see the world defines how we move through it. It was a dark and stormy night. The rain tapped rhythmically against the window pane, and Eric, lost in thought, felt an inexplicable pull toward a book that had been resting untouched on his shelf for years. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, a collection of personal reflections that had shaped the course of Stoic philosophy. Ancient, yet startlingly relevant. As he opened the worn pages, one quote struck him like a flash of lightning. "Today I escaped anxiety." Or no, I discarded it, because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside. Eric froze. Those words didn't just speak to him, they shook him. In that quiet moment, with the storm raging outside and Marcus's wisdom echoing in his mind, Eric understood something essential. The real battle wasn't with the outside world. It was with the lens through which he viewed it. This revelation became a pivotal turning point in his journey towards self-reinvention. You see, change isn't only about what we do, it's about how we see. Our perspective is the filter that shapes our entire experience. If we see life as a relentless series of obstacles, that's all we'll encounter. But if we shift that lens, see it instead as a landscape of opportunities, everything begins to change. Eric realized something profound. We often cling to our anxiety like it's a familiar blanket, not because it brings comfort, but because it's all we've ever known. And letting go, it feels like stepping into the cold. But sometimes, it's in the cold that we truly learn to kindle our own fire. Reinvention, he saw, is like sailing across uncharted waters. You have to be willing to lose sight of the shore to find new horizons. It's only natural to feel fear when familiar land disappears behind you. But remember, whether you're standing safely on the beach or navigating the heart of the ocean, it's the same sea. The difference lies in how you sail. Marcus Aurelius didn't teach us to fear the storm. He taught us to master the helm of our own minds. Eric didn't need to become someone else. He didn't need to erase who he had been. All he had to do was reclaim control over his thoughts and steer. So if you're standing at the edge of transformation, like Eric once did, hear this. Reinvention doesn't mean discarding your entire self. It means sculpting who you are becoming. It's not about rejection, it's about refinement. Find your own source of wisdom, your meditations. Let Stoic thought remind you that power lies not in the chaos around you, but in your response to it. The only chains that bind you are the ones you've unknowingly forged yourself, and once you see them, you can break free, because what lies ahead is far greater than what you leave behind. And now, with this shift in perspective, let's dive into a practical next step, building a routine that doesn't restrict your freedom, but fuels your reinvention. After shifting his perspective and anchoring his journey in daily routine, Eric soon realized that routines alone weren't enough. They needed consistency. Because without it, even the best plans fall apart. But here's the cornerstone: consistency. The mightiest river doesn't begin as a roaring force. It starts as a mere trickle, humble, barely noticeable. Yet with each passing mile, its strength multiplies. Its flow becomes steady, its path unstoppable, and in the same way, the power of your daily routine intensifies through repetition and dedication. Embrace structure, not as a rigid cage, but as scaffolding for growth. Because real change doesn't come from a single dramatic act. It grows slowly but surely with unwavering consistency. Change is not a fixed destination. It's a living journey, always unfolding, always evolving. And to stay on course, you must arm yourself with routines that do more than just boost productivity. They must nourish your sense of balance, fuel your well-being, and bring coherence to the chaos. It's in this rhythm of deliberate action that your days transform from scattered noise into purposeful music. You begin to steer your life with intention, replacing erratic motion with elegant direction. Now we arrive at a turning point. Sometimes growth demands more than movement. It calls for a bold standstill. Give yourself the order to stop. Have you ever caught yourself lost in thought, wondering about the path not taken? That alternate version of you, still waiting, still unexplored? The stories we tell about reinvention often sound like myths, grand tales of heroes and distant legends. But what if they're not? What if they're quiet invitations, whispers to anyone daring? Enough to listen? Think of Dwight D. Eisenhower. At one point in his life, he smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day. One day, he didn't just try to quit. He gave himself an order to stop, not just to put down a habit, but to reclaim control. It wasn't about nicotine. It was about destiny. This wasn't just a choice. It was a command to become the master of his life. And so it is for each of us. Reinvention often begins not with adding something new, but with the courage to stop. Stop settling. Stop doubting. Stop drifting passively through a life that doesn't reflect who you are. It means confronting the voices that have quietly steered your life, fear, complacency, comfort, and saying, "Not anymore." That's the essence of Stoicism. It's not some ancient theory locked away in dusty books. It's a living call to reclaim your personal power through conscious choice. As Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." So ask yourself, what's the one thing still anchoring you to the version of yourself you're ready to outgrow? It might be a job that drains you, a relationship that diminishes you, or a habit that numbs your soul. These aren't just distractions. They are the familiar ghosts on a map you've already outgrown. To reinvent yourself is not to erase the past, but to rise above it. It's to give yourself a new order, one that doesn't just defy the status quo, but transcends it. This isn't about gradual shifts. It's about a decisive step. You are the architect of your own future. And the blueprint begins the moment you decide to choose a new direction. Because unless you believe that you can be more, you never will be. So now that we've begun clearing the inner path, it's time to free up something even more precious: your time, your energy, and your mental space. Let's explore how to reclaim those hidden resources that quietly shape the course of your life. Now that we've learned to command our inner world and make conscious choices, the next step is learning to guard our time, our most precious and often most wasted resource. Modern life offers countless distractions, most of which quietly siphon away our attention without us even realizing it. But reinvention isn't about rejecting the world around us. It's not about throwing away our phones or disappearing into the mountains. Instead, it's about becoming radically aware of where our attention flows and whether it truly serves the person we are becoming. Start by simply observing. Track how you actually spend your days. You might be surprised to find how many hours dissolve into mindless scrolling, passive watching, or endless loops of shallow entertainment. Hours that challenge neither your intellect nor your spirit. Hours that bring you no closer to your goals. Awareness, as always, is the first step. But the second, action, that's where the real transformation begins. Make conscious choices. Choose learning over leisure, creation over consumption. Choose conversations that spark curiosity and wisdom over gossip that drains your soul. These are the small shifts that begin to reshape the trajectory of your life. Because every moment you spend on something meaningful is not just a decision, it's a declaration. It's not about grand gestures or overnight revolutions. It's about the seemingly insignificant choices you make every single day, the ones that quietly mold your character over time. It's about showing up for your future self again and again, even when no one is watching. Let's stop merely counting the days and instead start making the days count. Because the art of reinvention isn't just about becoming someone else. It's about liberating the version of yourself that's already waiting to be revealed. The one who lives in alignment with your deepest values, your truest aspirations. And if this journey of self-reinvention speaks to you, let us know in the comments and drop a like to help this message reach others who are seeking to transform their lives. just like you. Now, with that foundation set, let's move into a bold but essential truth. If you want to grow, you must do something difficult. Let's see how the ancient Stoics practiced this, and how you can too. Once Eric committed to doing the difficult, he realized something equally important. You become who you surround yourself with. The people in your life can either fuel your fire or quietly extinguish it. Every interaction you have, every conversation, every moment spent, is like laying a brick in the foundation of the person you're becoming. But here's the thing. If the bricks are weak, the foundation won't hold. So take a closer look. Who are you really spending your time with? Do they lift you higher or slowly pull you down? Are these the kind of people who challenge your thinking, who encourage your growth, who align with your deeper values, or are they simply filling space in your life, taking up your time without feeding your soul? This isn't about judging others harshly. It's about being intentional. It's about curating a circle that inspires you to rise, not one that makes you comfortable staying small. You don't need perfect friends. You need meaningful ones, those who add real value to your journey, who push you to level up instead of settle for less. Ask yourself, what are you feeding your mind and spirit every day? Are your conversations expanding your mind or numbing it? Are they igniting purpose or draining energy? Think of it like assembling your own team of modern-day Stoics. Seek out people who dare you to think deeper, reflect harder, and live better. Just like Seneca wrote, we learn as we teach. When you surround yourself with strong minds, your own mind sharpens too. Eric's story is a great example of this. One night, after spending hours watching videos from his favorite Stoicism channel, something shifted. He came across a discussion on rejection, how to face it with grace, how to let it shape you without breaking you. The words hit differently that night. Something clicked. Later, as he drifted into sleep, his imagination lit up. He dreamed he was in deep conversation with Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, debating the nature of courage, virtue, and the trials of life. It was surreal. It was inspiring. It was a glimpse into the kind of inner world he was building. And then, beep, beep. His alarm jolted him back to reality. But the fire was lit. That dream wasn't random. It was a reflection of the deep connection he was beginning to form with the philosophy of Stoicism, not just watching it, living it. If, like Eric, you're feeling that pull, if you're ready to move beyond surface-level quotes and actually embody the Stoic mindset, consider this your invitation. Check out the link in the description for our free Stoic newsletter. Inside, you'll find weekly reflections, practical insights, and tools to help you stay grounded and strong, no matter what life throws your way. Because this isn't just about knowing Stoic ideas. It's about becoming someone who lives them, and if you're truly committed to becoming that person, there's one more fear you'll need to face head-on. The fear of change. Let's talk about how to stop resisting it and start embracing it as the fuel for your transformation. As you begin clearing out the clutter and committing only to what truly matters, there's one final compass you must always carry: your inner resilience. The road to self-reinvention isn't smooth. It's filled with winds of doubt, moments of fear, and unexpected detours. But in those moments, never forget, you are capable. The strength you need isn't something you must find elsewhere. It already lives within you. Every challenge you endure, every storm you walk through, adds another layer to your inner armor. With each obstacle you overcome, you're sculpting a version of yourself that is wiser, bolder, and more grounded. So, as you move forward, carry a compass, not of perfection but of resilience. Because being true to yourself doesn't mean never falling. It means learning to rise, again and again, with deeper clarity and stronger conviction. Now let's explore one of the most powerful tools for staying on course. Learning to say no to what doesn't matter. Marcus Aurelius, emperor, philosopher, and master of restraint, understood this better than anyone. Amid leading an empire, he found wisdom in simplicity. He wrote of the immense power of saying no to the inessential, and for anyone on the path to personal reinvention, that lesson is gold. Picture your life as a canvas, a masterpiece in progress. But before you can paint something new, you must first clear the surface. That means wiping away the distractions, the busy work, the endless obligations that keep you spinning but never moving forward. Reinvention doesn't require more tasks. It requires better choices. It's so easy to fall into the trap of hustle, culture, to wear your busyness like a badge of honor. But becoming your highest self isn't about doing more. It's about doing what's right. Take a moment. Reflect. What are you currently committed to that no longer serves your growth? What fills your calendar but drains your soul? Ask yourself honestly, does this support the person I'm trying to become? If not, then maybe, just maybe, it's time to let it go. Choose purpose over pressure. Choose depth over distraction. Choose alignment over approval. And don't see this as loss. See it as liberation. Because every time you say no to what doesn't matter, you're saying a powerful yes to what truly does. Marcus Aurelius often asked himself, is this necessary? Let that question become your guide. Let it light the way toward a life not overloaded but overflowing with meaning. And when the path gets messy, as it often does, what matters most is not that you never falter, but that you always find your rhythm again. Let's look at what happened when Eric lost his way and how he got back.